Sabihin mo, baka nakalive ito.
No, I think, okay.
Live po tayo ngayon, guys. Nasa loob tayo ng pagka-file ng Congress. Yan, kakatapos ko ng kanilang press con. Ang guest po natin ngayon ay si Congressman Luistro. Yan.
Oo nga, hindi. Hintayin lang natin mag-settle down. No? Nag-file kasi sila ng bill. We just finished the press conference or interview of Surigao del Norte Representative Ace Barbers. Ito na si, let's wait for Batangas Representative Luistro. Nako, medyo busy sila kasi alam ko, Michael, meron silang Quad Comm hearing din today, no?
At yan, may fidel silang bill yun yung aalamin natin. Kanina po kasi naka-standby kami, guys, no? Sa ating mga manonood. Nag-file po sila ng isang bill, yan po aalamin natin. Pero syempre, ang guest po talaga natin Congressman Luistro.
Yeah, ang narinig ko, Michael, it involves returning to government yung properties purchased by
The
foreign
Pogos.
nationals.
No, yung mga sa Pogos na yun, yung mga property.
Oo, dahil nga isa yan sa mga natuklasan nila dun sa Quad Comm hearing. But again, baka mali natin ni Michael.
Hi, ma'am!
Okay na ba to?
Opo, ma'am. Naka-live na po tayo ngayon. Kanina, in-intro namin ang
Paano
pagpapile.
ganon?
Paliwanag nyo nga po, ma'am.
For a while lang po, sorry.
Sige,
Yan,
go ahead.
naka-live ka na, tol, ha? Naka-live na po tayo ngayon. This is the magic of Philippine TV software. Yan. Kita po natin na talaga live na
Hi,
live.
good morning.
Nako, baliktad, ma'am. Okay yung kanina po. Yung kanina na
nakatagilid lang po kayo.
Medyo baliktad kayo ngayon.
Bonnie, sumakay ka muna sa akin. Baliktad daw to.
Ma'am,
Boss,
live na
okay
po
na yung
tayo, ha?
kanina.
Yan, live na po tayo,
Okay
sir.
na yung
Live na po
kanina.
tayo, ha? Yan, ganyan. Ganyan.
Yan po, okay na po.
Yeah, there you go.
Sige.
Makita sarili ko.
Sige naman.
Sige.
For a while, ma'am, ha?
Sige lang.
Kung nila alam na sila ay live na, yan po ang staff ni Congressman Jinky. Nakikita niyo po guys, ang happy ng ating coverage po ngayon. Naka-live na tayo talaga.
Nako, mukhang sasakay yata sila ng kotse, no? But anyway, sige, balikan natin at maki-update tayo mamaya kay Kong Jinky kung ano yung bill na final nila. But of course, for this episode, by the way, welcome guys, it's November 7, 2024. Oras na naman para makapagkwentuhan at kulitan kasama mga taong nasa sentro ng balita ngayon. Dito lamang po yan sa POLITISKOOP. Ako si Ina Andolo.
Michael Patin po, maaliwalas po ang aking itsura ngayon dahil bago po itong aking tech ngayon. Maganda, sabi nila. Finally. Finally, nakapag-retire na ang iyong laptop na matagal mo nang ginagamit. 2012 MacBook Pro ko na dating ginagamit ko nung panahon pa ni Pinoy.
Ano siya, well-deserved retirement na nung iyong MacBook na.
Retirement talaga? Good morning, guys! Ito ay, ano ba tayo ngayon? Thursday! Yan. So,
it's Thursday at
Quad Comm. Yan.
May hearing ngayong umaga ang Quad Comm. But before that, nangako po ng interview sa amin si Batangas 2nd District Representative Gerville Luistro para pag-usapan pa rin. Of course, yung developments dyan sa Quad Comm. Dahil alam ko merong mga nabitawang salita rin doon si Congresswoman Luistro talking about, Michael, na maaari daw makasuhan si Vice President Sara Duterte ng malversation of public funds dahil hindi
ma-account. Na ba ito?
Hudyat
na ba yan?
Hindi ma-account yung more than 10 million pesos in confidential funds ng OVP.
Napanood niyo yan
kahapon. Okay, andito na si Congresswoman Luistro. Pasok na natin, Maiton. Sige. Nako.
Mas maganda yung signal niya kanina.
Oo nga, naku po, ma'am. We cannot...
Mas magandang signal niya kanina. Balik naman sa mga issue sa Pilipinas, Vice President Sara Duterte pwede raw kasuhan ng malversation of public funds. Yan daw, no? Hindi raw kasi may paliwanag ng gusto kung paano nagamit ang mahigit sa 10 million pesos na confidential funds noong 2023. Para sa panahon natin ngayon, may betrayal, public trust pa raw na issue dyan. Naku, impeachment na ba ang susunod? Yan.
Correct. Nakukunin din natin ang kayang panayam, Michael, dahil si former President Rodrigo Duterte ay inimbitahan nila dyan sa Quad Comm hearing Sa araw na ito, yan, mag-uumpisa na siguro sila maya-maya. Yun nga lang, he will not be attending the Quad Comm. Parang doon sa kanyang letter na pinadala through his lawyer dyan po sa Quad Comm, sinabi niya na parang hindi siya nagtitiwala sa mga Quad Comm members. Naku, mamaya nga tanongin
Pero nung
natin.
una, nung nakaraang buwan na ata yun, o ilang linggo na nakakalipas, ang sabi ng kanyang abogado si Martin Delgra, the third, nagpaumanhin sila di makaka-attend, pero baka umattend sa susunod. Pero ito yung susunod, ito na yung sinasabi. Hindi naman
Pakita nga na. Alam mo, hahanapin ko yung kanyang letter na pinadala dahil it's been posted on social media para pag-usapan din natin. Ang haba basically questioning the credibility of and the integrity of the ongoing House probe, ano?
Bakit po ba? Dahil nung una, umattend si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte sa Senate naman, by invitation of Senator Bato, at doon isiniwalat niya, alam naman po niya, no? Hindi naman kayo nahuli sa balitang yan dahil it's all over the news, na siya ay humarap at nakipagtagisan, nakipagbalitaktakan sa mga senador. At ngayon, ito nga, sa Kongreso naman, syempre, dahil nauna ng 10 episodes ata, kung kayo nanonood ng complex ng Quad Comm, nauna ng 10 episodes itong investigation nangyayari doon. Sa Congress ata, sa Senate ay once pa lang, no? Pero magkakaroon sila after the break, after November. So babalik sila sa Senate hearing. Ewan natin kung dadalo pa muli si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Pero ang sabi nga niya, dapat tapusin na natin to. Sabi niya gano'n, naalala niyo ba yung sinabi niya? Hanggang madaling araw. Hindi natin alam kung makakabalik pa siya. Pero ngayon, hindi niya ata pinagbigyan talaga ang Kongreso sa kanya.
Yan, oo. Sinend ko naman ito, no, doon sa chat group natin. Ewan ko kung ma-upload mo.
Bilang natin si Kong Gerville Bitrix kasi si Kong...
okay, sige, let's put her in. Mukhang naka-off lang yung kanyang video. Baka mas maririnig na rin na lang natin siya.
Nakikita mo
Sige
ba?
nga,
Hello?
Ayan, pala.
Hi, ma'am!
Yan, okay.
Ma'am, lingid po sa inyong kaalaman habang kayo
Sabi ko,
naglalakad.
napaka-challenging nitong testing ko na to.
Opo. Kanina nga, ma'am, lingid sa inyong kaalaman.
Signal.
Opo, oo.
Pero
Naka-live
thank you,
po tayo
umabot
kanina.
pa rin kahit papano. Pasensya na kayo, ha?
Opo.
Yeah, no problem. Sige ma'am, can you tell us first the bill that you filed? Ano po yung inyong final kanina?
It is an act which will allow the civil forfeiture of all the illegally acquired real properties, no? Kasi you will remember during the Quad Comm investigation and even prior to this, ay may mga na-discover na tayo na mga lupa na binili at nailipat sa pangalan ng mga Chinese nationals with the use of their fictitious birth certificates, no? Napaka-complex na nitong mga
Yan yung mga hektar-hektarya lupain po sa Pampanga.
Nako, teka, medyo nilang
fractions na
sige lang po.
Kinomit ng mga foreign national.
Nako, wait. We have to cut her, Michael. Sobrang hindi clear. I think she needs to move her location. Hindi gumagalaw yung ano niya eh. Sa bintana, no? She's not moving.
Na may number.
Oo, sige. Nako, pasensya na guys. Mike, hintayin na lang po natin mag-reconnect din si Congresswoman Gerville Luistro. Nakita nyo naman siya ay nasa kanyang sasakyan. I assume she is heading to the House of Representatives for the Quad Comm hearing, which is scheduled at 9:30 or 10 this morning. Ayun nga sabi niya, no, kaka-file lang kasi po nila ng bill along with Congressman Ace Barbers kanina, no?
Yes.
Wherein it will parang ipapa-forfeit. Yan. Yung mga babawi ng gobyerno, in short, yung mga properties na na-discovering acquired by foreign nationals. This is a result of yung mga natuklasan po nila in the earlier hearings dyan po sa Quad Comm kung saan nabanggit nga po ni Congresswoman Luistro ay natuklasan yung mga lupain, malalawak na lupain
Alam
natin
niyo
ng
po
mga
yun, sa Pampanga, ektarya, may mga compound po, may
oo.
mga pools, gano'n. So yun nga po, kasi ang batas po sa atin 60-40 po, no, hindi pwede magmay-ari ng ganong kalaking mga property ang mga dayuhan. So yun po yung gusto nilang
Correct.
palitan din sa batas natin. Pero yun nga po,
Oo.
ngayon may bunga na, tama nga naman ang sa batas, kailangan i-account po yan dahil
Oo. Pero
apparently
may
yung
tanong ako diyan, Michael, how does the bill kaya address yung falsified documents
yun nga,
na kinuha nung mga foreign nationals na yan?
na
Kasi
sila ay Pilipino
technically
ko, no?
here, meron silang documentation yung pineke nga
Pilipinas
nila,
sila.
acquired through fraudulent means. Kailangan i-cancel nila yon parang ganun. Or paano ba, di ba? Dumaan din sa proseso na
Dalawa,
ma-invalidate.
hindi ako abogado pero may girlfriend ako abogado kaya alam ko yan. Ang sa akin lang, syempre kung ang sa batas mo, unang-una, Pilipino ka, so yun ang naging means nila kung paano mag-acquire. Pero kung yung pagka-Pilipino mo ay in question ngayon, it nullifies that, di ba? Hindi
Yeah.
talaga dapat ka nagmamay-ari. Pero dalawa pa rin siya, no? Yung una, in-acquire mo through fraudulent means, tama ka. Pangalawa nga, yung mismong property, what becomes of the property
Correct.
now.
Oo.
Kaya siguro yun yung pinapil nila ngayon. Kailangan bawiin yung property nila.
I would assume there is going to be a parallel,
Hello,
effort.
Michael.
Ayan, ako ma'am, okay na po ba?
Hello.
Yan, okay na ma'am. Mas malinaw po.
Naku, oo. Medyo naputo lang po kayo, ma'am,
Okay.
kanina, no?
So,
But can you please,
our courage is more than the signal, no?
Yes.
Oo nga Okay. Pero now you sound better, ma'am.
So, I
Yes.
think you
I'm
got
sorry,
it
but
correctly naman, no? Kaya tayo merong civil forfeiture bill is to give us the opportunity to reacquire the
Yan.
properties which were illegally transferred to foreign nationals. Bawal po sa ilalim ng ating saligang batas na magmay-ari ng lupa sa Pilipinas ang mga foreigners.
Yan.
Sapagkat ang lupa po dito sa ating bansa ay exclusive para lamang sa mga Pilipino at sa mga Filipino corporation. Pag sinabi po nating Filipino corporation, that means that it is 60% Filipino owned. During the public accounts investigation, that is even prior to Quad Comm investigation, nakita na po natin na itong mga foreign nationals na meke ng late registration of birth, napalabas nilang sila ay Filipino citizens, nag-incorporate sila through SEC, pinalabas din nilang Filipino citizens din sila. So yung mga Filipino corporation purportedly, kunyari, ginamit nila to be able to acquire lands here in the Philippines, particularly in Pampanga. Napakarami. I think hundreds of hectares of lands ang na-acquire nila. And that does not include yet yung mga lupang hindi pa natin nakikita from the other provinces, no? Like for example, Tarlac at Bataan at kung saang provinces pa possibly nagkaroon ng ganitong scheme ang mga foreign nationals, no? So, with the civil forfeiture bill, which we hope we will be able to pass at the soonest possible time, ay magkakaroon po ng ngipin, proseso at measure ang Philippine government kung paano po natin mababawi lahat ng mga lupa na illegal na nailipat sa mga foreign nationals. And this is totally contradictory to what is provided in the Philippine Constitution.
Yes. Ma'am, is there going to be a parallel effort to yung go after or cancel yung mga fake those ano ba yun, birth certificates, ayun nga, acquired through fraudulent means, and go
I
after them and
believe
have them
yes,
deported?
no?
Oo.
Ma'am, yan ay napagtalunan na namin during the hearing in the public accounts kasi ang sinasabi ni PSA ay ito dapat ay sa OSG. Sabi ko, why don't you check your charter if in the first place that is fake, will it not be proper for the PSA to motu proprio cancel the fake birth certificates, no? Pero walang maliwanag na sagot, and I understand the PSA does not want to go beyond the powers that was provided to them by their charter. So I think the position of the PSA is to refer all these fake birth certificates to OSG, which is the proper office to file the petition for declaration of nullity of all these birth certificates. They
Yun,
are
oo.
void from the very beginning. So I
Oh.
think the prayer that is proper is declaration of nullity. Ibig sabihin, from the very start, null and void na yung mga birth certificates na yun. Paano ba nila to
Yun.
ginawa, no? Kasi
Sige nga.
meron tayong late registration of birth eh. Ito
Mm-mm.
yung masyadong naabuso. Late
Mm.
registration of birth. Because indeed, pinapayagan natin yung mga walang birth certificate na makapag tala ng kanilang kapanganakan, magkaroon ng birth certificate even after a certain period of time, no? Minsan kasi sino ba itong mga taong ito? For example, yung mga member ng indigenous peoples community, walang pagkakataong makapunta sa mga munisipyo nila. So, it takes them like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years bago nila ma-realize kailangan pala nilang mag-register ng kanilang birth, no? That is one
Mm.
example. Yung iba naman, mga illegitimate children, nahihiyang lumutang. Tapos
Mm.
kapag kailangan na nilang pumasok ng school, doon lang nila marirealize, sige na nga, magle-late registration of birth na ako, no? Ito yung tinatawag natin minsan pag walang birth certificate, putok sa buho, di ba?
Oo.
Kasi
Nako,
walang
oo.
birth certificate.
Tingaw.
Pero this is different from the case of the foreign nationals, no?
Mm.
Ito mga foreign nationals na to, meron silang identity, meron silang mga birth certificate galing sa kanilang mga bansa. Pagdating nila dito sa Pilipinas, because they want to engage in different activities, and that includes illegal activities, no? Gagamitin nila yung late registration of birth not only one time, sometimes two times, three times, or even more. Kaya
Mm.
ang isang foreign national, may nakikita kami, tatlo na birth
Mm.
certificate, apat na
Grabe,
birth
no?
certificate, di ba? Kasi gumagawa sila ng iba't ibang identity. Why? Very loose ang rules ng civil registrar. As a matter
Mm.
of fact, one time, naalala ko, tinatanong ko itong, I think this is the civil registrar of Pampanga. And sabi ko sa kanila, do you require the physical presence of the applicant for late registration?
Mhm.
Hindi daw. Kasi
Nako.
ministerial lang daw sa kanila yon. So long as the requirements are complete, they facilitate the application for late registration. Ang sabi ko kasi sa kanila, this is a Chinese national na kung
Mm.
ni-require niyo yung physical presence from the looks
Yes.
and
Oo.
from
Turap
the
na.
way they speak,
Yes.
kitang-kita mo na agad na hindi
Hindi
sila
Pinoy.
Pilipino. So outright i-deny mo yung late registration of birth. Eh, ang
Mm.
dami. We're speaking about thousands of foreign nationals na nakukuha ng Philippine birth certificate. At itong Philippine birth certificate na fake, ito yung naggamit nila to be able to incorporate allegedly Filipino corporation. Yun naman pala ay puros Chinese nationals ang incorporators. Ito rin yung
Mm-mm.
nagamit nila to buy properties, making a representation na Pilipino kami, qualified kami. Iyon naman pala ay Chinese nationals, no?
Mhm.
Oo.
Nakakalungkot ba isipin na yung mga Pilipino na nagle-late registration o kaya may mga correction of birth certificate, so on and so forth. Eh, ang hirap gawin yan. A-appear ka sa
Mhm.
court.
Mhm.
Maghihiring ka. And it
Mhm.
takes a minimum of 1 year bago matapos, di ba? Tapos
Mm.
ito yung mga foreign nationals, ganun lang ba yun? Parang
Oo.
over the counter lang? Ano yun, parang
Sindikato na.
Jollibee lang na
Mm.
ino-order?
Oo.
Di ba? At saka, what is apparent for a foreign national, if you want to acquire a Filipino citizenship, you have to go through the process of what we call petition for naturalization. Paano ba
Mhm.
ginagawa yan? It can be done in court, it can be done through the OSG, I believe, and it can be done through a bill dito
Mm.
sa amin, sa Congress. The process is very tedious, no?
Mhm.
Kaya lang ang ginawa nila, sinircumvent nila yung batas.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Instead of going through the process of naturalization, ayan, kinausap na lang nila yung mga civil registrar concerned.
Mhm.
And with all due respect, but I wish to believe hindi aandar yan without money involved.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oo.
'Di ba?
Parang sindikato na nga.
Parang
Ma'am,
parang
sige
ang
po.
nangyari, binili nila yung Filipino citizenship under the
Yes.
guise of late registration of birth, at this opened the door for them to commit a lot of illegal activities here in the Philippines. Sino ba itong mga taong tinutukoy nating ito? Number one is
Mm.
Alice Goo.
Yan.
Yeah.
'Di ba?
Mm.
Kaya siya nakatakbong mayor. That is
Mm.
a right exclusive to Filipino citizen. Ang pwede
Mm.
lang pong tumakbo ay mga natural-born Filipino citizen.
Yeah.
Ito,
Natural.
Chinese
Mm.
national
Mm.
na nakapag-solicit ng kanyang late registration of birth after 14 years, I believe. Nag-late
Mhm.
registration of birth sila. And then he became a candidate for mayor and she even won.
Yes.
'Di ba?
Oo.
Kaya ang
Will to
tanong during
influence.
the height of investigation against Alice Go, ilang Alice Go pa ba ang madidiscover natin within the Philippine government system, no?
Mhm.
Yan.
Ma'am,
Oo.
ma'am,
Okay, nako.
is it my understanding that ito ngang nangyayaring Quad Comm nyo, which is one part of this is yung discovery yung late registration, gumugulong na yung in aid of legislation yun na sinasabi. Kasi ngayon, nag-file po
Yes.
kayo
Yes,
nag-file
Michael.
po kayo ngayon ng
Kasi
forfeiture ng mga ano. So,
that's true.
bahagi din siya talaga. Maraming nakuhang property, maraming late registration. Yung final nyo po ngayon, that's a product
Civil
of the
forfeiture.
civil
Civil
forfeiture.
forfeiture bill that is to be able to acquire the real properties illegally
Oo.
transferred to foreign nationals.
And
Prior to
that's the
this,
direct
no?
result po, ma'am, of your in aid of legislation. Kasi nakita nyo
Yes.
po yan.
Mm.
Yes.
Ito yung
So
isang
I hope
problema. Diba po? Sige, ma'am.
I
Sige lang
hope
po.
no one will question our
Mm.
intention anymore, no? Kasi ito ay
Yeah.
pangatlong batas na. The first
Yeah.
bill that we filed is
Mm.
declaring EJK as a heinous crime.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then the
One.
second bill that we file is prohibiting offshore gaming corporations in the operations in the Philippines. This is the
Mm.
third already, the civil
Mm.
forfeiture bill. And I believe na marami pa po itong kasunod.
Ito nga
Oh.
mamang
Speaking of,
natutuwa
oo.
ako, ma'am. Kasi nagpa-file kayo ngayon ng legislation pero yung in parallel yung dapat nakasuhan sila, which is DOJ and the courts, medyo mabagal. Kayo batas na ang pina-file nyo. Pero dapat
Mabagal ba?
magsasampa muna sila. Dapat magsasampa muna sila ng kaso, di ba? Di po ba dapat
Oh,
ganon? Eh kasi
I
moto
think
proprio, nagsasampa silang
I
kaso.
think
Dapat
it's
po, sige.
because we still have a lot of evidence to disclose, no?
Mhm.
Kaya hindi pa tayo makapag-recommend about the filing of the necessary action.
Ah,
But rest assured, it will come soon. It will come
mhm.
soon, no? Pinipilit lang natin na makumpleto lahat ng evidence that we have in our possession already. Although
Mhm.
pagdating po sa EJK, although wala pa tayong EJK law, sapagkat
Mhm.
ito ay kaka-file pa lang natin, at bawal po ang retroactive application pagdating sa criminal law, we have to understand that we have a law defining crime against humanity. That is
Mhm.
a counterpart of the Roman statute, crime
Yeah.
against humanity.
Mm.
So, we are
Mhm.
at the point already of discussing kapag ka ba prosecute na tong mga to, what will be our recommendation? Are we going to recommend the prosecution under the law against law on crime against humanity, that is a Philippine law, or murder cases? We are at the
Oo.
point of discussing that already, no? Pero alam niyo po kasi madami na pong witnesses and evidence on hand. Talaga lang challenge po tayo as to time. Pinipilit po namin mapresenta, ma-disclose na lahat para the moment we recommend the filing of the necessary action. Kasama na itong lahat ng nag-gather natin na evidence.
Okay. Ma'am, nabanggit nyo kanina, no, sabi nyo, sana wala nang magko-question sa inyong intention.
Yan.
Speaking
Oo.
of,
Yes.
dahil yan mismo ang binabanggit basically ni former President Duterte na kanyang dahilan
Yeah.
para hindi dumalo sa hearing ng Quad Comm today. You know, I'm reading the letter submitted by his lawyer. O, isang part dito, yung unang-unang dahilan pa lang eh. My client is already doubtful as to the Quadcom's integrity, independence, and probity to conduct the legislative inquiry in aid of legislation. What do you say to that, ma'am?
What I can say about that is our task here does not depend on the appreciation of the former president. Whether he appreciates or not, what we are doing here in Quadcom is beside the point.
Mm-hmm.
We have a task to do, that is to conduct this inquiry in aid of legislation. So ultimately, we can enhance, make better the Philippine laws, especially those pertaining to the issues we are investigating on hand. And I honestly believe, even when the president does not appear, the former president does not appear, I think we have ample evidence to establish the murder cases or the violations of law on crimes against humanity. Ang sabi ko nga,
Okay.
when I was listening to his testimony during the Senate investigation, what's new? Parang wala naman eh. Everything that he
Okay.
said during the Senate investigation are consistent to his pronouncements. Even before and during his presidency. 'Di ba? Kung anong
Mm-hmm.
sinabi niya sa Senate,
Enforced it
yun
only.
na rin naman ang sinabi niya before he assumed presidency and during his presidency. 'Di ba? What is
Mm-hmm.
important to us, we have ample evidence already. We have the testimony of Colonel Garma. We have the testimony of Colonel Leonardo. At ito inadmit niya during the press con na itong dalawang to ang point person niya in the implementation of his war on drugs. So,
Mm-hmm.
what else do we need to establish that will come
Oh.
from the former president? I honestly believe, and it is my humble submission, na there are other equally competent witnesses who can provide testimony to establish all the elements of the crime. No?
Yeah.
Kaya lang natin gusto siya makita dito, kasi yung mga pronouncements niya sa media, they are not under oath eh.
Mm-mm.
Pero if he will
Mm.
appear like what he
Mm.
did in the Senate, I hope that he can speak in the same way that he did during the Senate under oath also dito sa Quadcom. Pero
Mm.
Okay.
yun namang sinabi niya sa Senate that is under oath, that can be
Mhm.
used in any proceeding already. At hindi rin naman
Including
kami
Quad
prosecute
Comm.
doon kasi DOJ na trabaho na yan, no? Ah,
Mm-mm.
what we can do from our end is to make the necessary recommendation, and I believe the DOJ is at liberty to request the transcript from the Senate to make use of the testimonies that were given under oath by the former president during the Senate investigation.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, well, I'm just curious, Mama. Is his ang refusal consistently, declining to attend the Quadcom hearings, tapos sinasite, kina-question pa yung integrity ng Quadcom. I'm just wondering, is there any possible action that the Quadcom may take against the former president for those?
I always hear from my chairman here that we should extend parliamentary courtesy to the former president, no? But if there will be other options which we can consider concerning his continuous refusal, siguro we will leave it up to our senior members of the Quadcom na lang, no? Ang
Okay.
mga chairman na lang ang bahala if they want to pursue other actions regarding that matter.
Yes, clear na clear po
Okay.
yan. Can we move on, ma'am? Yung controversial, and I don't see it as controversial. Some say it's controversial, but you made serious and legal points as to the malversation and
Yan.
the
Mm-mm.
betrayal of public trust of VP Sara Duterte. On the grounds, yung legal grounds po na sinasabi niyo po yan, would that constitute and would that pave the way to an impeachment proceeding, ma'am?
I do not want to preempt the discussion about impeachment, no? Pero my intention when I articulated the malversation in the breach of public trust is only to guide the public what so far have we established, no?
Yes.
Okay.
Ano ba ang mga violations na na-establish na so far by the Committee on Good Governance? And I wish to go back to the fundamentals. There are four elements of malversation: public official, public fund, and the public official should be the custodian. Pagkitas nawala yung public fund, di ba
Mm-mm.
kompleto na?
Okay.
So
Mm-mm.
it is really my humble submission na there is a prima facie case already of
Mm.
malversation. Malversation is a criminal act, no, this is a
Mm-mm.
criminal action. So if the committee wishes to pursue a criminal action against the public officials who were the custodian of these public funds na misappropriated, then this should be the proper crime or the proper case to be filed against them. But we have
Okay.
to understand also that there are positions which are we call impeachable officials, no? Meron tayong mga
Mm-hmm.
tinatawag na mga impeachable officials, and there's a few number of them. Sino ba itong mga ito? The
Hmm.
president, the
Hello.
vice president,
Okay.
the chief justice, and we
Mhm.
also have the head of the constitutional bodies, no? If you want to pursue an admin action against them, the proper ground will be breach of public trust. This
Yan.
is academic discussion, no? Without preempting, uh,
Mhm.
without preempting the discussions about the possibility of filing an impeachment against the vice president, no?
Purely academic,
Oh.
not personal or personality based. Tama po kayo, ma'am. Sinasabi po ninyo
Yes,
kanina. Ah,
yes. At
So
saka, one
against
thing I want to point out, nabitin ba kayo doon?
oh.
ano?
One thing I
Oh.
want to point out, mag-isa lang po ako dito. This is a
Ah,
collegial body, no? Quad Comm is a collegial body. The 19th Congress is a collegial body. So it will not be the decision of one congressman alone. It will be the decision of the collegial body, no?
correct.
Kung ano man ang magiging recommendation ng Committee on Good Governance, that will depend on the collegial decision, no? Yun
Mm.
pong
And at this
ating yes, yes, ma'am.
at this point, ma'am, you're saying you're not discussing impeachment yet. Not at this point.
Yet. That is just an academic
Yet.
discussion as
Mm.
to what we have established already and what can be the possible charges concerning the evidence that we have gathered already. So,
Mhm. A legal
malversation for
standpoint.
a criminal case and yes, impeachment based on the ground of
Betrayal.
breach of public trust, betrayal
Ah.
of public trust, pagdating po sa administrative concern.
Mhm, mhm. Ako,
Oh,
ang
okay.
question ko, ma'am, when it comes to kasi napanood ko rin yung sa inyong OVP, ano ba ito, hearings, no? Yung, do you think that itong mga officials na hindi po ma-attend after ika-4 na ba o ika-5 ng pagtawag, na hindi pupunta, at yung mga umaalis ng bansa habang pinapatawag niyo po sa kanya, sinasabi lang coincidence, diba kasi nagpaalam daw kay VP. Pero do you see this as coincidence or is it yung sinasabing flight indication of guilt? Sorry, ma'am, I had to ask po. Sige po.
Ah, I wish to believe that flight is an indication of guilt. I wish to
Mhm.
subscribe to that belief, no? Kasi kung ikaw talaga ay inosente, you should be taking advantage of this opportunity
Correct.
to
Good.
explain to
Good.
the public
Mm.
na hindi po totoo lahat ng issues surrounding my position, surrounding my personality, surrounding my office, no?
Mhm.
Pero if you prefer not attending and not giving your explanation, what else does it mean? Baka
Mm.
wala kang explanation na kayang ibigay, no?
Mm.
Mm-mm.
At we felt a little frustrated kasi the investigation of the Committee on Good Governance have gone a long way, no? Dumating na yung land bank, na-establish na natin na na-encash yung mga cheque. Gusto naming itanong doon sa special
Mm.
disbursing officer,
Mhm.
pagkatapos pa ma-encash yung cheque, saan nyo dinala yung cash?
Mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
Ganun kasimple,
It's a
no? Oo.
chain It's a chain. May nag-process ng cheque, may nag-encash ng cheque. Nung ma-encash, saan nyo
Mm.
dinala? Kaso,
Mm-mm.
hindi na nag-a-attend yung ating special disbursing officer, no? And the rest of
Mm.
the people na concerned about the encashment at etong distribution ng payola envelope sa DepEd, no? I think they need to think about this action na ginagawa nila kasi si Kong Benny Abante he manifested already that the next time they fail to appear he will
Mm.
be moving for them to be cited in contempt. At alam naman po natin ang kasunod ng contempt will be detention.
Oh.
Another particular thing that I noticed in the hearing was when you question po the accountant of the DepEd. Kasi di ba the first one was an employee or an official of the DepEd received an envelope. And I remember the VP citing that she was disgruntled, di ba, may mga ganun. It was not true na may binigay. Pero comes this second accountant or second official of the DepEd na nagbigay din 8 or 9 envelopes, 220,000 plus, parang gano'n. What does this establish, ma'am? That inano naman, actually ako naawa ko doon sa empleyado dahil on the brink siya nga of, receiving bribe o kung ano man. Your word is payola. So, does this establish or clear manifestation of the intent namin nagbibigay po ng bribe or reward money or whatever you call it, ma'am?
We have to consider, Michael, ano bang position nung si Miss Catalan? She's the
Correct.
chief accountant. At 3 po ang signatories dun sa liquidation report. The deputy secretary, the special disbursing officer, and the chief accountant. Hindi po matatapos yung liquidation process without the signature of the chief accountant. So, without need of words, I believe, no? They really influence the decision of the chief accountant to sign the liquidation process without seeing the documents by way of giving the 25,000 in the envelope for 9 times, no? Nawa din ako kay Miss Catalan kasi it seems to her na kung ang pera ay galing sa confidential fund, may sabit siya.
Ayaw
Pero
niya,
kung ang pera ay hindi galing sa confidential fund, wala siyang sabit. Yun ang sabi
Yun.
niya, 'di ba?
Kasi
Wala daw problema, hindi daw siya natakot kasi hindi daw naman part ng confidential fund yung perang tinanggap niya.
sweldo
But
lang.
what she should realize, whether it is part or not of confidential fund, pares may sabit. Ang sabi ko nga, if it is part of confidential fund, she will be implicated for malversation because that is a public fund. Pero if that came from the personal fund of the Vice President, let us be reminded that under RA 3019, Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, the mere act of receiving gift already constitutes a violation. No? At meron din tayong tinatawag na Code of Professional Standard and Responsibility of Government Officials and Employees. Bawal ding tumanggap ng gift. And there is also one presidential decree expressly prohibiting government officials and employees from receiving gift. Pasensya na po sa lahat ng mga nasa gobyerno. Pero kasabihan tura like said Lex, the law may be harsh, but that is the law.
The gift giver, or the briber, and the taker, parang ganun, na pareho silang pasok po dito. Ma'am, lagi po
But
sinasabi po ng ating mga
Michael,
audience,
we wish to commend, we wish to commend the honesty and the courage of all.
yes.
Should I call them whistleblowers already? Kasi sila na yung nagkwento tungkol dito sa Payola envelope, no? One is Yusek Mercado, Attorney Osayas, eto si Miss Catalan, and we have another one, I could not remember the name, no? And sana nare-realize din po nila, meron naman po tayong tinatawag na mga least guilty sa mga ganitong merong mga theories of conspiracy. Who knows that the DOJ might consider the vitality of their testimony at mag-qualify sila to become state witnesses. Kaya let us encourage the rest of the people na tumanggap ng ganitong Payola envelope. Mag-volunteer na po kayo. At nang matuwa ang taga-DOJ sa atin, ano?
Si Michael Bawang nga po, sabi niya, siya 20 mil lang. Pero nakatanggap din siya ng birthday niya ata at nung nag-host siya.
Yeah.
Pero just the same, it's whatever you call it, let's call it what it is. No? Hindi kasi kung bahagi naman ng trabaho mo yan, hindi ka dapat binibigyan ng extra. Di ba yung parang kung bonus man yan, dapat po yan, nakalista rin as bonus. Di ba yung parang performance bonus. May ganun naman po tayo. No? At bilang accountant, alam po ni Ma'am din yun. Kasi siya nga yung accountant, alam niya kung ano, paano i-categorize. Kaya yung sinabi po niya na galing ito, maalamang galing sa sweldo kasi malaki naman ang sweldo niya. Tama po kayo doon, no? Regardless. Kasi nga, binigyan ka in your position na hindi ka naman parang sinasabi ito ay part ng bonus mo o part talaga ng allowance. Kung allowance man, ma'am, dapat nakalista rin allowances. Dahil parang gano'n. May pinagkukunan po yung marami pong sorry ma'am.
Start na yung Quad Comm.
Sinasabihan na po kayo na kaya mag-record tayo. Hindi pa kayo makakaligtas sa aming ratatat. Tanungin na natin. Ang sasagot nyo lang, ma'am. Handa na mi, ha? Tanungin na natin.
Ano ulit yun?
Yung ratatat.
Pag tinanong po namin kayo ng handa na you, kapag sumagot ka ng handa na mi, doon na tayo mag-start. Tanungin na natin si ma'am. Congressman Jiggy Luistro.
Handa na ba you?
Handa na mi.
Yan.
Ratata! Ratsadang tanong, tapatan at tarang, tahan.
Pili po kayo ng isa. Pili nuts po ito. Pili po kayo ng isa sa mga sasabihin ko. Ano ang mas mahirap? Okay? Municipal administrator or mom?
Municipal administrator.
Lawyer or lawmaker?
Hindi ko lang po.
Lawyer.
Okay. Asking questions or answering questions?
Asking questions.
Okay. Telling a lie or telling the truth?
Telling a lie.
Being
Ano ba to? Ang
kind?
pinipili ko ba mas mahirap o mas madali?
Yes, mas mahirap. Mas mahirap. Being
Ang
kind
pinipili
or
ko dapat yung
giving...
mas mahirap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being kind or giving into anger?
Being kind.
Okay. Under oath or under pressure?
Under pressure.
Okay. At huli, being in the administration or being in the opposition?
Yan.
Being in the administration.
Mas mahirap, ha? Ako naman, ma'am. Charot, hindi totoo. True, lalo, totoo. Okay, alam nyo naman yan, ma'am, ha? Charot, hindi totoo. True, lalo, totoo. Unang tanong, Congressman Bitrix. Coincidence lang ba sa tingin ninyo na umalis ng bansa ang mga opisyal ng OVP kahit sila ay pinatawag nyo sa pagdinig?
Charot.
Charot. Charot ba o true, lalo? Sa tingin nyo, sisipot pa ba ang mga opisyal sa pagdinig na nasa lookout bulletin na ng DOJ?
Charot.
Charot din. Naku talaga. Okay. Charot mo, Trululu. Matatapos ba ang pagdinig sa Quad Comm sa taong ito? Yan.
Charot.
Charot. Last, ma'am. Ito, sagutin nyo ng maayos, ha, ma'am? Oh, sa 2028, may balak ba kayo na pumunta sa Pasay imbis na sa Batasan?
Charot.
Okay. Thank you.
Ratata! Ratsadang tanong, tapatan at tarang, tahan.
Yan.
Naku, ayan, umalis na si ma'am. Okay.
Okay lang.
Okay.
Dahil-
Naku.
Pinapalalahanan na siya ng ating mga viewers.
Kaya, pasensya na kayo guys. Pero oo, no, 9:30 mag-umpisa. O, sakto, no?
Pero marami
Ano?
kayo natutunan ngayon, insider sa sinabi ni Kong Jinky, dun sa pagdinig sa kaso. Na-educate pa kayo more. Yan yung kagandahan naman.
Okay, let's go to our
Ating na! Ngayong umaga ay... Kapag minamaliit ng mga nasa kapangyarihan ang dapat na pantay na turing ng batas sa lahat ng mamamayan, lumilitaw ang tunay na hangarin kung bakit sila naghahangad sa pwesto sa gobyerno. Hindi para maglingkod, kundi para mag-abuso. Yan po yun.
Nako, oo nga. Pasensya na kayo dun sa batang nasa likod, Doji Garcia, sorry. Pero oo, cute yan talaga. Anyway, okay, that is it for this episode. Ayun, kalain nyo. Pasensya na kayo, na-late kami ng konti. Yun nga, dahil medyo busy si Kong Jinky kanina.
Pasensya na rin
Thank
sa
you,
mga
guys.
nakinihintay si Kong Jinky sa Quad Comm. Kanina po talaga 9 o'clock. Kaso, nagkasabay-sabay na pumunta sila. Kasi naman, live na live kami kanina. Kala mo talaga news kami, no? Okay. Bukas mo!
Okay. We have one more episode tomorrow yan. Abangan nyo po. Until then, ako po si Hinado.
Si Sec Llamas po bukas. Kaya
Ay, ganun ba? 9 a.m. Sec Llamas. Okay. See you then. Bye, guys.
Bye! Love ya!